inexpensive fragrances that are unapologetically masculine. And I do mean inexpensive. All of these can be had for under $20. You want to know what I've got from my collection that fits that? Well, meet me on the other side of this intro. We're going to talk about them. I will see you in just a second. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Trey Sense here, and we got a little bit of a video, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. But before we get into this video, I would just like to ask that you have small little moments, a moment of silence for a childhood friend of mine that passed away suddenly this weekend. So bear with me for just a second. All right. Just a little moment of silence. Rest in peace, big homie. Not gonna say his name because just not gonna do all that. But you know, he knows who he is. His family knows. So just, you know, rest in peace. You know, just shocked. We got to stop taking life for granted, y'all. We got to start living. This young man was the same age I was, maybe a year older, but still, we got to stop taking life for granted and start loving each other, living, and just being human. You know what I'm saying? Because at 46, man, time is short. Time is short, and it seems like it's getting shorter. So let's enjoy each other, whether it's fragrances, cars, music, cigars, whatever, brandy, whatever we gotta do to enjoy each other. Let's just enjoy life and make the best of what time you have left here, because honestly, we never know. Anyway, now that I've gotten that out of my system, fragrances from my collection that are straight up, unapologetically masculine and inexpensive. And no, I didn't forget to tell you to like, share, and sub, but I figured y'all was tired of hearing that, so like, share, and sub. Anyway, these, what do I get? 1, 2, and I'm from Alabama, so counting takes a minute. Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or as we say in Alabama, 7. I got 7. 7 masculine and inexpensive fragrances. Are y'all ready to rock? Let's go. The first one on my list is from 50 Cent's Power. And as far as I know, this is the only fragrance that 50 has out. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure you will anyway. This one I picked up for $9. And I really like this fragrance. It's very, very masculine, a little bit earthy, a little bit sweet, a little bit frugiere, like it wants to go barbershop, and then all of a sudden it takes a sharp right and comes back, and it's almost like it wants to go date night romantic, and then it takes a left and goes down this old country road. But nonetheless, what you have here is a slightly barbershoppy, frugiere, slightly woody, sweet type of fragrance that for $9 is really hard to beat. I wore this to work. The other day, and I got a partner at work that's into fragrances like I am. His name is Paul, and it's funny because, you know, me and Paul, we just a bunch of goofballs. So I'll be like, Paul, what's up? Paul's response is always the same. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know what that means, but that's just that's just what he says. What up, Paul? Yeah. What's that cologne you got on, man? That's strong. I can smell it all the way over here. But we talk fragrances and just have a good time while we're working. But nonetheless, 50 Cent's Power, a very masculine but inexpensive fragrance. And as my homeboy Paul would say, do I think y'all need to get this in your collection, in your repertoire? Yeah. Anyway, another one. And this one I don't hear much talk about at all. And it may be one of the cheapest fragrances on this list. And I actually like this bottle design. I think it looks good. It's from the house, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right. It's either Zier or Czar. but this is Icon. And I love the name of this fragrance, Icon. That is just, you know, because we throw that word around a lot. He's an icon, or that's iconic, or whatever. I just love it. It just has a nice ring to it. So Zier, we're going to go with Czar. Icon. Now this one, it's a $12 monster. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. And I picked this up not too long ago. I don't think I did a first impressions video on it or introduction to the channel video. I didn't do any of that with this one for some reason. I'm not really sure why I didn't, but I just didn't. What do you get with this bad boy? An inexpensive, woody, masculine, incensey type of fragrance. It's really a nice, dark, complex fragrance for $12 or $13. Now, I haven't seen this in the store a lot, and it's funny because I watched this thing and I was hoping that they would mark it down. I picked it up at Marshall's in Corinth, Mississippi. I was hoping that they would mark it down, but they didn't. They didn't mark it down, and the box was open and everything. It was still $12. The first time I saw it there, I opened it, took it out of the box and smelled it, and was like, it smells nice. But I think I picked up something else that day. I can't remember, but I didn't get this, and I was just like, I'll get it the next time. They'll mark it down. But nonetheless, I said, you know what? For $12, it is definitely worth picking up. And this is, again, smoky, dark, resinous, incensey type of cologne with a little bit of woods and a little bit of sweetness. Nice little fragrance, perfect for this time of the year. Some of you will get this and love it. Some of you won't. If you have this one, you already know. Please be active in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this bad boy here. And that is Zier Icon or Czar Icon. I had another one from Czar called Corduroy, and it was a vanilla bomb. I passed it on to a sub of mine because I think it was a 200-gallon bottle, and I had gotten my use out of it. Caught it on clearance for $5. It was a nice fragrance as well. So Czar makes pretty well-made fragrances for that price. And that one was $12, and the other one I picked up on clearance for $5. So, I mean, you can't beat the price. Okay, what we got next here? Let me get my coffee while I try to figure out which one I'm going to pick up. Let's go this one. This one has been around for a long, long time. So, you know it has a lot of notes in it. But if you want to smell masculine and clean on a budget, this one is definitely one to pick up. And it's from the house of Giorgio Beverly Hills. And it is Giorgio Beverly Hills. And this one is definitely a Barber Shoppie, lavendery. Did you see that spray? I'm telling you, this is one of those bottles you could take camping with you and start a fire if you needed to. That bad boy right there, that'll set a city on fire. And it doesn't take but 2 sprays. My goodness, but does this smell masculine, clean, powdery? Oh my goodness. And I'll tell you what I like about this fragrance, and there's one more on the list that's very similar to this one that I like. And I don't know if some of you have noticed, but a lot of these niche houses are starting to go back to the formulations like this, to the fragrances that smell like this. I know you have a lot of niche houses that make fruity and those fragrances that walk the line between, you know, metrosexual, unisex, and all of that. But a lot of them are also going back to fragrances that are just straight up unapologetically masculine. And that's what this fragrance is. And I know you're probably thinking, Trey, you just said it was powdery. It is. It is frugieri. It is. So it smells like a clean, powdery dude. What's wrong with that? You can smell clean, powdery, fresh, and masculine like you just left the barber's chair and still smell like a man. And that's what you get with this fragrance right here. And it is cheap, 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 cheap. Again, this one can be had around the $15 mark. I used to see it all the time at places like Burlington and Ross. It was a staple at Ross, right along beside the Nautical Voyage. You had Giorgio Beverly Hills. And I like this fragrance. As you see, the levels on it. This is one I would reach for in the wintertime a lot. When it was rainy, dreary outside, fresh out of the shower, I knew I wasn't going nowhere. Spray it on. As a matter of fact, I had to run to the store earlier today, and this is what I sprayed on. As I, you know, prepare for these videos all day. I know y'all think, you know, through the magic of editing and YouTube, snap our fingers and the reviews are done. But no, we have to get stuff together, think about them, jot some stuff down. It's a lot that goes into these videos. It's a lot that goes into them. But nonetheless, Giorgio Beverly Hills, this is a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. If you're trying to smell super masculine, and this is an early 80s release, I do believe. So you know it's got probably 75 or 80 notes in it. I mean, you know, from the rooter to the tutor, you know, it's got it in there. So if you want, Clayton, if you watch this video, brother, this is one that you and mama need to be on the lookout for. Now, this is not for a priest. This is strictly for you. This is man juice right here. I mean, you have to drive a Cadillac when you wear this. Whatever vehicle you are in at the time automatically turns into a Cadillac. Your Prius, your Toyota Camry, 4Runner, whatever you're driving becomes a Cadillac when you spray this on. It's just, that's the only vehicle you can drive and wear that fragrance. I mean, that's man juice. All right, next on this list. Let's go with one that's a little bit more modern, but still masculine. From the house of David Beckham, it is Instinct. And I like this one because it is super green, fresh. Oh my goodness. And herbal. I'm not much on layering, but I think if you layer these two right here together, the masculinity and the cleanliness in this one mixed with the green, fresh herbalness in this one, it might be onto something right there. But this one just smells really, really good. I'll tell you another one that I have in my collection that smells very similar to this one, a little bit different, but you get that fresh green herbalness, and it is Banana Republic's classic, a little square bottle. It's very similar to this one as well. Neither one of them are monster performers, especially compared to the three that I just mentioned, which is Czar, 50 Cents Power, and Giorgio Beverly Hills. This one is a lot lighter, a lot fresher, but still masculine. It's just, to me, it's a more modern take on the classic men and the type of scent that a man would wear today. And it's got a magnetic cap. So, I mean, how do you not like a fragrance with a magnetic cap? I mean, that's the best part of fragrance, is the magnetic cap. But yeah, and this is one I think that's more appropriate for any age group. These right here, every one of them that I've talked to you about so far are definitely more for the mature, older guy. If you're in your 20s and you're mature enough to pull them off, hey, rock it. But these are not fragrances that I would see a younger man wanting to wear. My guess is at least 20. I know I wouldn't have wanted to have worn them when I was 25 or 30 or possibly even 35. But now that I'm 46 and still handsome, that's what I want to smell like. I like to smell like. This one is a little bit more age appropriate if you have a guy in his late teens, maybe. Yeah, well, teens and up. Teens and up to 75 or 80 can rock this fragrance. I'm gonna spray it again, but it is fresh green. Well, I'm giving myself a spritz on the hand, but it is definitely fresh green and herbal. Definitely one. Ooh. I think I picked up on just a hint of leather right there. Caught me by surprise. I like that. That's why I like spraying fragrances on skin as opposed to paper or in the air, because when it comes off of your skin, it just does something a little bit different sometimes. That smells good. That smells good. Definitely more, again, more of the classic modern type of masculine fragrance. But definitely green, fresh, herbal with a hint of leather. Check it out, David Beckham's Instinct. That's one you need to get, and I want to say that one was around the $20 mark, and every time I do this video and get to smelling all these fragrances, it gets me in here and my voice gets to cracking. All right, I got 3 more. I'm gonna play a little baseball because we are fastly approaching the spring. I know it's football season, but still. We're at the end of January, almost in February, which is the month of lovers. And this one is a Liz Claiborne fragrance, and it is Mambo Mama. And notice the levels on these fragrances. I know y'all probably see some of my other reviews with my more expensive fragrances, and they're always almost full. But every time I do a video with fragrances like this, they're mostly empty. Well, that's because, you know, for a long time I didn't work and I was around the house a lot, so I didn't wear a lot of those fragrances. Again, this one you can tell is a late 80s, early 90s release. Mambo is a good name for this one because it just makes you want to. It makes you want to mambo, hit the salsa on them. That's right. But I love this scent. Very clean, but spicy. But at the same time, it is so masculine. I know many of you are familiar with Bora Bora. Well, it's the complete opposite. Bora Bora is cool, relaxing, and chill. This is I'm telling you, this is gonna make you want to get up and move something. That's right. Trade Sense is multicultural. That's right. I mean, hey, when you ugly, you gotta have other skills. You gotta be able to dance. So, Mambo by Liz Claiborne, and this is a great scent, perfect for this time of the year. Not necessarily sure it's a hoodie type of scent, but you know what? I think I would wear this to a club. I would not try to dress it up. It just doesn't have a dress feel to it. I would keep it extremely casual if I could, but definitely keep it in the cool. Do not reach for this on a day, in my opinion, where the temperature is going to exceed 70. I think you may get a little bit cloying, and I just don't think that's where you're gonna get your best performance out of this one. 70 and down are nighttime. Perfect for a spring night when it's about 60, 65 degrees. You know how it does, right? When the temperature, when the time changes and the days start to get longer and you have that in the air because you're coming out of the depression called winter. Perfect for a night like that where you're just sitting around chilling. You know, you may be at the Mexican restaurant eating some chips and salsa, some queso, whatever, and you're just out on the deck or the patio, you know, having a few mai tais, margaritas, or whatever you drink. Water with lemon in my case, but perfect fragrance for that type of atmosphere, that type of occasion, because it's one that when you walk by, people are gonna be like. But again, with fragrances like this, guys, remember less is more. So don't spray 17 sprays of it, Clayton, thinking that you're going to increase the longevity, because I promise you, you're not. The only thing you're gonna do is kill a lot of insects and irritate a lot of people. So keep your sprays at a, you know, normal, 3 to 7 sprays. I think is normal for the average guy, because I'll be the first person to tell you I wear lighter, fresher fragrances because I don't count sprays. I just go till it feels right. I can't tell you. I mean, it just kind of like when I'm seasoning my chicken. I just know. You feel it. You just, yeah, no. And then you just know it feels the same thing with my cologne sprays. Mambo. Nice, spicy, cooler weather type of fragrance. Let's turn a double play. I got 2 more. This one, well, I did not realize I had 2 from this house. Again, from the house of Giorgio Beverly Hills. And this was popular in the 90s. And it is Red. And I know my people from Town Creek, Alabama, home of the Hazelwood Golden Bears, which is no longer in existence. I know they used to love this fragrance around Town Creek. My boy Marvell Allen. Red is a spicy, leathery, fougere, very, very masculine. And again, check the rhyme, y'all. Check the levels on that. This fragrance was very popular in the 90s. I mean, it was in everybody's collection. And again, these fragrances, if you go look up the notes, I'm telling you, it's about this long. Tons of notes in these fragrances, and I think that's what gave them the depth and the body, the richness and the personality that they had. And again, a lot of niche houses are coming back out with this style of fragrance, especially houses like Clive Christensen, 8 and Bob. They're coming out with, a lot of really, really heavy, masculine type of scents. And they're doing it for a reason, because they're popular. Smelling like a manly man has never gone out of style. And this one is one that if you want to smell like a man's man, pick it up. You can find it dirt cheap. I paid $12 for this at TJ Maxx. I haven't seen it at the Max in a while, but you can always get it online. Georgia Beverly Hills Red. And last but not least, I'm pretty sure this was the second fragrance released by the iconic basketball player, the legendary basketball player, simply known as Jordan. And this is his cologne, and it is Jordan, by Michael Jordan. And what this is soap, citrus, and not one of those Mugler soaps where it smells like it's an expensive soap. No, this is budget soap. This is soap on a rope. This is not luxurious hotel soap. This is Days Inn soap. This is Microtel soap. This is not Doubletree. This is Microtel. But nonetheless, it still smells good. Yeah, this is Budget Inn. Yeah, but it smells good. It smells clean more than it does soapy, but it has a hint of citrus in there. Now, off my skin, it's funny because when I spray it in the air, I smell more citrus than I do when it comes off of my skin. When it comes off of my skin, I'm trying to think of what plant that is. I don't want to say, but it's got some plant in it, and you smell it when you spray it. It's very herbal, and you're going to pick that up along with the cleanliness / soapy vibe with just a hint of citrus. But nonetheless, all of that combines and gives you this accord of masculinity. Now, it's not going to help your jump shot. It's not going to make you play better basketball, but it will give you a sense of masculinity and a little bit of a savoir-faire to it. I like this fragrance. I really do. I don't hear a lot of talk about it. And again, you see, your boy has worn it. I even like this bottle. I think it's pretty cool. So if you're wanting a fragrance that's masculine but smells a little bit different, that's not overly masculine, but at the same time does smell manly, doesn't walk the line of unisex or metrosexual or modern masculine, because let's face it, when it comes to fragrances, we've had to change the definition of masculinity with fragrances because a lot of them now are borderline unisex, and there's nothing at all wrong with that because they smell great. I mean, the things that they're doing with fragrances now is amazing, but they're not the same as a men's fragrance from 25 to 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It's different. It's just different. Like Azaro Pour Homme and Polo Green, you're not going to find a woman saying, I want to wear that. You will find lots of women saying, I like the way that smells on a man, but they don't want to wear them. A lot of the fragrances today you change a note here or a note here, and there could be women's fragrances. But this one, again, it's not going to help your jump shot, cheapo. You're still not going to be good, But it will bring out a little bit of masculinity. Again, and this one was, I want to say it was around $15. I used to see this one again a lot at Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington, Burke's, but I don't see it as much anymore. So your best bet may be to pick this one up online. And I will tell you, don't sleep on the entire house of Michael Jordan because it is more than just legend. There's some really solid releases from that house. In fact, I encourage you to pick them all up. If you see a Jordan fragrance, my advice is that you pick it up because they're good. They really are. No matter which one it is, just pick one. If you see it, get it. Last but not least, Jordan from Michael Jordan. All right, guys, that has been this video. I've got to do a thumbnail and get me some water and then edit this so you can see it and start working on my next video, which is going to be a long one, and it's going to take me a minute to get it all together. So but anyway, you already know, please be active in the comment sections. That's what they are there for, and I greatly appreciate it. For those of you who sit through this video, thank you, and thank you for returning to the scene of the crime. It means a lot. You already know, as my beard is itching, I love you all, and God bless you all. Until next time, guys, peace.